And it has to be Singapore's Marcus Goh picks up the 15th goal of this match, and that will seal the deal with 10 seconds left. And a lovely ball forward. Here we go, 2-1. That's it. Time is up, and Singapore, with all expectations and pressure on their shoulders, have done it once again. They have beaten Indonesia by 15 goals to 10, and they remain unbeaten in the Southeast Asian Games gold medal.
So a fine performance from Yang Yip, who wrapped up victory for the Singaporeans in the last few seconds. He netted 4 goals to take his tally to 19 for the tournament. It was another disappointing final for Indonesia, who had to suffer collecting silver yet again. The host nation, though, claimed their 84th gold medal of the 2015 SEA Games, and that's now 26 consecutive golds for Singapore in the men's water polo.
So to the final table, Thailand topping the medals list for the 13th time in Games history, which puts them 3 ahead of their nearest rivals, Indonesia. Singapore, with a record gold and medal haul, occupies second place, improving significantly on their tally from 2 years ago. Vietnam are once again third, with Malaysia and Indonesia exchanging places from their finishes from Myanmar. Philippines finished 6th, with Myanmar themselves second in 2013, down in 7th this time round. Cambodia, Laos, Brunei and Timor-Leste complete the table.
The 28th Southeast Asian Games come to an end with an evening of celebration and friendship. We've had 12 days of top international sporting action, with thousands of athletes competing for glory in 402 events across 36 sports. The 11 nations from the region now join together for one final party. It's time to extinguish that flame and say goodbye to Singapore 2015. So the President of Singapore, Dr. Tony Tan, and all the dignitaries entering. It's been a wonderful week and a half, a celebration of 50 years of independence for Singapore. Are about to bring it all to an end.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes of the 28th Southeast Asian Games.
So here they are, the 11 nations that have competed over the past 12 days. The 4th time that Singapore has hosted the Southeast Asian Games. The 28th edition of this regional event. All the sports, as you can see, celebrated. And the first country to come in will be the medal table leaders, Thailand.
Thailand's had a fabulous games. They've dominated the top of the medals rankings in recent editions of the SEA Games. Second games running, they finished top of the medals tables, 13th overall, and top for the 4th time in the last 5 games. 95 golds here for the Thai delegation. Of course, Singapore having a fabulous performance too, finishing second only to the Thais.
Oh, the largest delegation, of course, from Indonesia, Malaysia, and from Singapore. The Malaysians there, they'll be hosting next time in Kuala Lumpur in 2 years' time. Indonesia, of course, themselves getting ready to host the big one, the Asian Games, in 3 years.
47 golds for the Indonesians, 62 for the Malaysians. Indonesia 5th on the medals table. Malaysia a spot higher in 4th place. That improves on their performance from 2 years ago when they finished 5th. And indeed, it is significant that the next SEA Games are heading to Kuala Lumpur and Kuching in 2 years' time.
Ladies and gentlemen, may we now invite Mr. Tan Chuan Jin to deliver his speech.
President Tony Tan, Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, members of the IOC and Southeast Asian Games Federation, ladies and gentlemen, friends. We are reaching the end of the 28th SEA Games. On behalf of the SEA Games Federation, I would like to thank Singapore and all Singaporeans for hosting an extraordinary SEA Games. Thank you very much.
May we now invite President Tony Tan to declare the Games closed.
I declare the Southeast Asian Games closed. I call upon the youth of Southeast Asia to assemble 2 years from now in Malaysia to celebrate the 29th edition of the Games.
There's a spark in the air, echoing an anthem. 100 doubts, but not one regret. So what is a flag but a cloth to wrap my spirit? What is a race but a dance with my friends through the fire? When everything else fades away, what is a dream but a childhood memory? Look to your heart, look to your heart.
And that was Charlie Lim with his original composition, Still. May we now invite Mr. Tan Chuan Jin to hand over the flag to His Royal Highness Prince Imran, who will then hand it over to the Honorable Mr. Khairi Jamaluddin. A stamp is a memory. Images of Singapore, past and present. Stamps celebrate our shared history. A stamp is a connection, keeping in touch with friends, family. The joy of reading a letter written with love.
And so ends the Malaysian performance. Final chance to celebrate Singapore, its 50 years of independence. and of course 60 years of stamps.
The slow process of independence was established in the early 1960s. The dissolving of Malaya, replaced by the Federation of Malaya, and a collection of stamps featuring the Singapore flag. Singapore entered the 60s with its own national anthem, state crest and flag for the first time. And this stamp celebrates the Singapore national flag.
On to Changi Airport now. The world famous Changi Airport opened in the early 80s, now one of the busiest in the world, often rated one of the best in the world as well. This stamp all the way back from 1981 when the airport first came into operation.
Indeed, it's been voted world's best airport the last 3 years.
Stamp on show, back to 1993, celebrating the last time we had the SEA Games here, 22 years ago, the third time that Singapore had hosted the Games prior to these here in 2015.
The series here features Singapore's much celebrated religious festivals. Once again, a reminder of the earlier traditions of Singapore and a celebration of the Universal Postal Union, depicting Greek gods. The stamps are under the Singapore and Malaya collection here.
So back to the beginning, all stamps on show. One you could see there, one of the older stamps from 1955. The reigning monarch Queen Elizabeth at the time. And the iconic statue of Sir Stamford Raffles, the founder of Singapore. So as the night sky lights up, it's party time here in the National Stadium. And what a party we've had. Second position in the medal table for the hosts, Thailand the overall winners. So much to remember. And of course, we'll do it all again in 2 years' time in Malaysia 2017.